Right then, guys, welcome into the US session. Let me just turn this raucous music off. I aren't going to be playing that set again. Right, welcome in. If you're unfamiliar with this platform as usual, the TRDR Console, grab yourself a link from below. Best crypto order flow in the market. What we're going to do today is we've had a little bit of chop, haven't we? We've had a little bit of chop. Didn't get too much volatility from Fed rates yesterday. Everything pretty much as expected. But let's dive into some data and we'll review today where we've come from, where we're possibly going. A few little assets I'm looking at today. We'll start off with Big Dog Bitcoin. We'll have a look at Ethereum bollocks, but it's actually doing the same thing as Bitcoin at the minute anyway, isn't it? So we'll have a look at, there are some interesting alts actually developing. I'm seeing quite a chunk of demand a little bit lower. Yo, Serkan, how are you doing? We are seeing some demand lower on alts, so I'll go through a few of those that I am seeing. And then we'll pick a couple if you guys need to look at any. But yeah, just watching old school Neo at the minute. I think the Asian guys still like a little bit of Neo, don't they? Old school asset there. But yeah, we'll have a review of all current data. I was away from desk yesterday, didn't actually miss too much, came back and there wasn't much going on, so that's good to see. So, just very, very quickly to show you this. This was our last risk off area, should I say, into the Trump pump weekend. Thanks for the liquidity. Wanted to come down and fill some demand a little bit lower. This was the zone we're looking at, kind of in the 64k zone. This is where we actually are now, okay? So, classic TA kind of view, really. Some nice levels down here to play off some liquidity to be had. All right, we're in a new month, so let's screenshot this if you want and grab some levels. Monthly open right here. Previous monthly open and value area low of the larger time frame range, daily range, is down here. Okay, and then we've got some 4-hour value areas just above and below here. So effectively, if you want to just call this little area a new zone, we are coming into some new value area lows. What I'm seeing now, that we are in this area that I was looking for. Okay, so just dive back there a second. So this is kind of the zone we're looking for. Okay, earlier on said, steady lads, nearly there, tickle lower on Bitcoin, I believe, and we'll just watch the order flow as it develops. But yeah, I think we're possibly in for a little tickle lower, nothing to see right here, right now. So currently going to get rid of that. Okay, what am I looking for? Right now, just to go through a little bit of thought process, now that we are in this area, an area that made me think this is where I want to pay attention, pure order flow, pure TRDR data and order flow. Now that I'm in here, I'm just not quite seeing everything I want to see right here, right now. Okay, so I'm just wondering, we've deviated this trend line, which is quite nice, absolutely happy with that. I'm not a trendline trader, but always keep an eye on it because I know a lot of other players do. It was nice that we came down, actually back tested the trend line with the POC and then rotated down, and here we are. I'm just wondering now if we can just come a little bit lower and really just kill a few more traders down in this zone here. Even if you were to just come and attack that previous monthly open and overall range low as well and really take all liquidity down there before any kind of major run up, I think that would be quite nice. But with that being said, here we are right now. Let's go and check some data, shall we? Right, so let's dive in. So let's start with the big boy. Let's start with big boy Bitcoin. Okay, order flow first and foremost. I'll show you volume and open interest in a second. Okay, so this was obviously 64.9ish. This was our first area. 65, we'll call it 65, was our big fat top level that was holding all of yesterday. I think some of this actually got filled. I wasn't watching this at the time, but I think some of this actually got filled We came down a little bit lower and we had the BTC Diamond. Not completely convinced by this, I do have to say right now. Okay, so Binance spot chart we're on at the minute, 15-minute basis. You can just see we're at that monthly open here, yeah? It did get filled, did it? Cheers, Serkan. Yeah, it looks like it did. If ever you're in doubt, and someone correct me on how much of this got filled, some of it could have been a partial fill, but you see where the line is solid and then it goes slightly transparent. That normally indicates a fill if you're watching on any kind of lower time frames. Okay, so things to be aware of right here, right now. USDT spot. Okay, we've got some bid. We've had some good bid in here, but it's not massive. Okay, it's not massive. It's enough to give us a little signal to be aware. Okay, nothing to say bid this right here, right now. Everything's lining up. I would say it's just saying be aware. You're now coming into a demand zone. If you were carrying any head shorts from back up here, or the from Monday's head shorts that we had, said in the last video that very valid to hold some of that short, and we're coming down now into demand, so time to pay attention. The only thing right here right now is you've got some bid from Binance Spot and you've got some slight bid from Perps as well, but it's nothing massive. It's nothing not massive, to be honest. I'd like to see a bit more from these guys. Double, triple bands. We're kind of flirting with single bands, and there are some dynamic levels coming in here, as we can see, but nothing really amazing. So I'd like to run this a little bit lower, to be honest. I would like to run this a little bit lower and come down and fill some of this zone if we can get it. Okay, that's if we can get it. Maybe we don't. Maybe the order flow comes in today and it just runs us up. We'll have a watch over the next hour or so. Okay, but yes, something of note. Overall aggregated depth, not amazing, is it? Okay, just look at the bottom bars here. 250, 300 million, tickling 400 million there. What do we want for ultimate risk on long your longs? $1 billion aggregated depth, don't we? It's rare that we get that, but when we do get that, it's good stuff, don't you? So, even 800, 900 million, you really want to be looking, but no major depth yet. Why is that? Well, Bitfinex haven't really been bidding this. Let's go through the exchanges. They're not interested at all. They had some supply higher up from the Trump pump/dump weekend as well. Okay, so Bitfinex not too interested. Bitstamp have been bidding a little bit, and they're quite a nice wick there, so I think someone got some fills there. Okay, so not too bad from them. Coinbase Pro, okay, we're not interested whatsoever from their supply zone at the weekend and Monday. We've come down. They were not interested whatsoever. They have put a bit of bid in here because this is a black market, I'll call it, BTC Diamond, that I've just added CB Pro to. Okay, so that's why I've got a flash on CB Pro here. Okay, but it's interesting to see Coinbase Pro have just started to they've started to add a little bit of defense here at this 63.5 level. You can see here the order blocks have just got a little bit thicker here. These top levels, as we call them on the console here, they've just got a little bit thicker. So interesting. Do we want to defend this 63.5 level? Happy if we do so. Okay, happy if we do so. But it has to be said, it's just an order block and there's no major bid on it right now. So we'll have to see, won't we? If it was there top recently, yeah, it has been. Yeah, because I've often said I do like Coinbase Pro. I would never trade with them alone. They're not the biggest exchange. You do want to concentrate on Binance Spot and Binance Perps. These are the ones you really want to concentrate on. But I do like to see the US guys involved. So interesting to see they thicken this order block up right here. Something of note for the gap traders out there. Order blocks next 60k and 59k. I don't, if you're gonna go down there, I don't think you do it in one clip at all. I don't think there's very aggressive selling here at all, to be honest, and we are actually building some bullish divergences. So if gap traders are waiting for price to come down here, good luck, sir. And madam, I hope you get a fill, but I'm not sure you are going to get it in one clip. What percentage are we talking? Quick maths. 6%, 7% drop. So it's not too far away. Certainly if war kicks off in the Middle East and someone nervously starts to hit sell buttons, then 6% is certainly feasible in the next 24, 48 hours. So don't I'm never one to say, no, we're not going there. And I'm never one to say this area is going to hold. And, you know, it's just, like we say, if this, then that. Do we come to 63.5 and we start to fill bid on this order block here from all the big players that we want to see, the full recipe, the full Gordon Ramsay, and we really get bid and we rotate back up? That's a trade. That's a trade, right? Whether you think eventually in a week's time or whatever, you're still going to come and fill these orders and the CME gap boys down here. So what? This is still a trade, yeah? I'll think about this if we get there. If this breaks, then I'll have a think about this. But right now, looking for a little fill in this area, even if we deviate below here, if I just go back, just bearing that in mind, this previous monthly open that I'm looking at is only just below 63k, okay? So little deviation down here, absolutely valid, all right? But yeah, just something to note, Coinbase Pro currently wanting to kind of defend this area. I can see they're just like getting a little bit nervous here right now, dipping in with orders in and out. But we'll see, won't we? What are the Gemini twins doing? Coming from supply, demand, yeah? We're coming into demand. No major order blocks from them. But they're certainly bidding this level, you know? They're certainly happy to bid it, and why wouldn't you be? Weekly trend, daily trend looks Gucci. Kraken, not too much to say. Little bit of a messy chart from them, but someone on Kraken really wants a CME gap fill, don't they? They really want to see a look at that. I'm not sure of the exact price of the CME gap. I do not trade them in the slightest, to be honest. I just like to be aware of them. I don't give a flying fuck if they fill or don't fill. But someone certainly really bet more sir after the CME gap there in Kraken USDT, which is funny to see. Qcoin Spot getting a little bit active again. Levels down to 62.5. It'd be nice to see these this exchange and market a little bit more active, because in the run up last year they were really spot on and on the right side of the trade more often than not. So do keep an eye on Qcoin. Really good. All right. Quick look at Binance Perps then before we look at volume and open interest. So yeah, Binance Perps. One thing, tail of the tape, as you will call it, you don't want to see is when price is moving down like this. You don't want to see perps chasing down, as you can see, laddering price and orders down chasing price, whether demand is there or not. You want these orders to disappear, which they have now. Okay, so they have now. I'm still not seeing enough here. I want this to be mega aggressive. These orders keep getting, it's a bit market makery. They keep coming in and then pulled, and coming in and getting pulled, and then you get a little offer up here in case we rise up. They put these bids in here, but then they kind of like go. It's just not enough. I want an absolutely solid dynamic level there, defending price. Fill me, come and fill me, and we'll rotate back up. You know, one of the biggest markets we've got. Pay attention to them, but I'm just not quite seeing enough. No real edge from the other exchanges, I would say, as always on perps. Order books are a tiny bit messy. Okay, so let's just quickly go and have a look at volume and stuff and see what's happening. Okay, so 15-minute basis, slightly slower look back on these, as some of you know, but what I'm seeing is the selling is just not aggressive. We're starting, and these, it's not looking the best, especially on spot here, you can see, but it looks like, and I'm not going to call these good bullish divergences right here right now, but it looks like we're wanting to. Okay, so if you can get a little bit of continuation a little bit lower while the bullish divergences start to build on a 15-minute time frame, it's going to look pretty good. Okay, I don't think we're seeing anything on the 1 hour too much, just starting to curl up, but no real edge. Open interest diddle in the middle. But on lower time frames, what do we see from the volume king template? So from Monday's hedge short position, where the open interest was mega high, nice LS ratio cluster there with the open interest. Open interest has really come down now. Okay, so no major edge on volume right here right now. I'd like to see funding come down a little bit as well to just complete that little pattern that we normally look for. Okay, if you're familiar with this template. If not, go and watch the video on Volume King on my YouTube channel. I just want to complete this cluster with a lower low here, with bullish divergences, the full recipe, the full Gordon Ramsay, I'll call it. I don't like Gordon Ramsay, to be honest. I think he's a cunt, excuse my language. Right, something else I wanted to show you quickly. Let's go to high time frame. Liquidity. Spot has been quite high, as a lot of offers did get filled from Monday. We know that. Okay, open interest diddle in the middle again. So just from the liquidity chart template, if we get another flush down, just watch for this on a 4-hour and daily basis, high time frame. Perps middle, so not perps isn't overheated. I think a lot of people are either getting chopped up straight away and just cut out the market, or they're not wanting to commit right now. Okay, spot coming down a little bit, could do a little bit lower, but yeah, again, no major edge right here right now. Just need to see a little bit more evidence in a few things, really. Quick comparison over time then. On a 1-hour basis, you can see how much the open interest has actually dropped, which is nice to see right here. This is your open interest at the bottom. Okay, so open interest really good, nuking down to good levels. All right, funding 0.001, it's about 0.1 I think on Bybit or something. It was just slightly elevated today. But what you can see as well from these previous lows, general aggregated depth of book, just not quite yet there yet. It doesn't have to get massive for a trade, okay? Because this was our last risk on. If you remember last Thursday in the Euro session, we went risk on, put some longs on in this zone here in that 63k zone, and the overall depth wasn't amazing there, but you just had certain big players really defending that zone. Okay, so depth starting to build, but nothing, nothing really major. All right, guys, so that's Bitcoin really. I think not a lot more to say. Looks like perps are starting to get a bit more dynamic. They keep dropping these levels in and wanting to defend price. So, yeah, I could see a little float up today for sure. But I'm not too fussed. I do have to say I'm not too fussed for any day trades or anything on Bitcoin right here, right now, personally. I think there's some other alts out there that look pretty good, which we'll go and have a look at. That, if you believe Bitcoin can just hang around here for the US session at the very least, there's some altcoins that are coming down in some really nice demand, but you could get some good trades off. So from Monday's, I'll just say this right now, from Monday's risk off hedge short on Bitcoin, and I think there was a few altcoins you could have shorted as well. I've not actually seen any shorts today because I believe it's a case of taking profit on those shorts, okay, as we seek demand. Okay, so maybe a bit more take profit. And for me, in these kind of zones, it's just preparation for risk on and longs. Go through your markets, okay, just flip through your markets. Check your alerts that are going off. Spot alt double bands, I personally like. Check your alerts, see what's happening in the market. Drop yourself some notes, if anything. I'm getting on a little bit now age-wise. I have to write down what I'm looking at on a yellow sticky note so that I don't forget about it, because there's a lot going on in the market sometimes. And it can be the case that if Bitcoin holds here and starts to rise up a little bit, because perps are at a 40 ratio and they may want to push it up, okay? Altcoins, Bitcoin might do a little 2-3% here or whatever. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe altcoins you'll get like a 6% or something off, okay? So let's dive in. We'll have a quick look at Vitalik's coin. Trading like absolute dog dirt, isn't it? Second, I have my own opinion, but I would like to hear yours on CRV. Yeah, we covered CRV, didn't we, last week, Serkan? I think it's nothing's changed for me really on that coin. I have to say, I'm not. Can we call them fundamentals? I'm not sure about fundamentals and stuff, but the chart is probably looking the same on CRV. Order flow, I have to say, we'll go and have a look at it. Order flow is crap on it, to be honest, because not many people trade assets like CRV day in, day out. Now, it's DeFi, obviously, isn't it? One thing I have to say is we'll just check ETH very quickly and then we'll go and have a look. If you quickly check AAVE has been brilliant over the last 24 hours. The chart has been brilliant. I was away from desk yesterday, but AAVE deserved a long. It really did. Yeah, we'll have a look at the OBC on... yeah, we'll have a look at CRV. We'll have a look at CRV. I'll show you what I mean. Because what we'll do is we'll draw comparisons between CRV and AAVE, for instance. Similar. Got the DeFi war nerds might not like me saying this, but similar assets. But I'll tell you right now, the order flow is very, very different. Mother's Milk, yo, what's up? Do you journal your trades, sir? No, do I fuck? I probably should do. No, I journal, as in I've literally got a book next to my desk and I write in that every day. Just thoughts, general thoughts on the market, what's happening in the space, you know, just so, because when I write it down, it implants it better in my head. So I do that. I'll journal my general thoughts. I'll wake up, I'll be like, right, what's happening in the market? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? What is price trying to do? Is it doing a good job of doing it? For instance, stuff like that. But I will certainly not journal every little trade. You know, if I have 2 day trades in a day, I ain't gonna fucking write that down or journal it or anything like that. I would only do that to, I don't know. I guess it's sometimes good to record your P&L and stuff, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not against it. It's just not my style in the absolute slightest. You know, I got in dot at 1 point blah blah blah, and it's now just like fuck it. Oh, fuck that. I ain't got time for that shit. Anyway, yeah, journal. It's good for you. Yeah? Right, ETH. Yeah, I'm not convinced with ETH either. If you trade like us, you get in these order blocks here. We like to trade obviously around the order blocks, the top levels, don't we? And now ETH hit a triple band demand zone right here, right there, which is good. Yeah, it's really, really good. So if you risk on here, I guess it has to be these wicks, doesn't it? My problem is I'm not seeing much follow through on ETH. So ETH is just, you know, ETF narrative or not. I'm sure Larry Fink is not going to let his ETFs fail on Bitcoin or ETH, but the ETH order flow, although it's, you know, it's actually getting a bit nicer. I said, was it last week or Tuesday? I said it's been a bit shit, but actually it's coming into its own again a little bit here. It's certainly suggesting direction for you, isn't it? But I'm just still not quite convinced with ETH either. You know, it might look a little bit nasty, and it's probably a similar percentage to BTC, 5%. I want ETH down here at 3k, to be honest. And I'm happy to leave ETH alone until I get that. If it just starts to run, I'll leave it because it's a sack of shit anyway. There's other stuff out there, isn't there? Okay, so ETH, nothing to see. I think the volume will be looking, yep, exactly the same as BTC. Nice open interest nuke. Aggressive selling has dissipated. We'll probably start to build some volume bullish divergences. And yeah, away we go. But if we can just tickle another 5% down on BTC and ETH, that'd be great. Okay, that'd be great. Really, really good. Right, let's have a look at AAVE and CRV for circa. Right, let's go to CRV on this one. 5 minute. What am I looking for? CRV. CRV to have a spot. It's getting sold into a little bit higher for sure anyway. Right, okay, so CRV, 15 minute might look okay. 5 minutes better. Okay, so CRV is it's had a nice push up, hasn't it? Here, certainly had a nice push up. My problem with coins like this is this is all bid obviously. It's so messy. It's getting bid into lows because I think we looked at the chart last week, didn't we? And we said that it's in this kind of accumulation. Looks like it's trying to bottom out. But the trouble is there's no real commitment to it. it depends. If you're spot invested, you just want to pick some lows, don't you? Draw some horizontal lines, pick some lows. There's certainly, if you just day trade in this, there's no edge at all, to be honest. You know, would I short it if it came up here? If it really spiked up harsh and I thought Bitcoin was still going to roll over, I'd probably even short CRV up here, to be honest. But the trouble is in the order flow, there's just not much edge, and I'm not even going to look at volume because volume will probably look messy as well. Okay, so if you just draw a comparison with that, and then to AAVE, which is on the left here, so CRV on the right, AAVE on the left, you see how you get these, and AAVE didn't reach its order block here, but I don't know if this person actually moved a little bit up and defended this zone, but you see the way you've actually got order blocks on AAVE, whereas you don't on CRV at all. It's just messy bid, really, really messy bid, probably light bid as well. AAVE is just putting a fat wick there, actually, so it's probably going to rotate down a little bit. But yeah, and what I like to see on AAVE as well is if you were, right, I'm going to show you this on full screen so you can see it better. I think you get my point about thingy now. Right, what are we seeing here? I'm just looking at spot. You are seeing an absolute classic, and we can go look at a classic TA chart if you want. Ave Maria, is that a song? Is it the Argentinian song? Anyway, right, you're seeing an absolute classic, even though it's coming down now. Resistance to support flip, yeah? Absolute classic. In the order flow, you are seeing an absolute classic. Resistance to support flip, okay? Resistance, eat it, disappeared, breakthrough, come back, starts to get a bid. People are bidding it here a little bit lower. If anyone was watching the perps chart as well, this was actually probably a good short. You did get some nice reactions off it if anyone was scalping really, really heavy. The pinned price, okay, on perps disappeared. All right, so then you don't want to be looking for shorts anymore. Okay, really, really, really good. The perps books are messy, but that is a key. That's a key indicator on perps to say, yeah, okay, we've had enough. It's not really going down too much. Okay, and then you obviously flick back to spot. It's getting bid. The supply is dissipating. It's just getting, smashed through. And here we are. It looks really, really good. So yeah, I mean, AAVE could certainly come down again. Again, I used to trade this in the DeFi summer, but I'm not one for now. AAVE could certainly come down and test some of these zones again. But yeah, just wanted to point out how nice this order book looks with this kind of classic resistance to support flip in the order flow, okay, compared to CRV, which is I mean, it certainly came down there and there was some top levels there, but it's just a little bit messy, isn't it? You've got supply higher up, not quite getting met, just messy. That's all I was going to say. All right, guys. Right, drop in the chat if we need to look at any other alts, but there's a few I want to have a look at with you guys today. Quick check of what Bitcoin's doing while I look at my list. Chopping about, isn't it? Chopping about. Yeah, nothing much to see. Right, so basically my plan of action, now that Bitcoin starts to float down to some sort of demand, okay? So it's trying to build volume, to bullish volume divergences, and it's coming down to demand. I'm thinking that it's maybe not quite ready right here, right now, unless someone just comes in and dynamically starts to push it up. We've already noted that Coinbase Pro had some top levels there, and that perps are starting to come in quite dynamic and push it. But bear in mind, these bands are only 2.5 to 5%, as we can see here. Lighter prints are a bit further away, all right? So with that being said, what do you want to look for, okay? So go through your watch list, set your alerts like I just said. AAVE was the first one I looked at this morning, but I wasn't quite quick enough to get in on this one. And actually, if all been said, I would have rather it was a bit closer to some of these top levels, because this one could have been filled, but as it came down, there was a top level sat there. You could have played this little zone here actually, but AAVE was a good one. Okay, AR, just going to run through a few of these. Okay, so AR, AAVE, again, forget the project, don't even have a clue what AAVE is, let me know. But flicking down the watch list, you're looking for demand now, yeah? Fat top levels on AAVE at 27.5. It's just faded a bit there. If it comes back in, this is the zone you want, all right? As close to the top levels as you can for best risk reward. Flick through a couple of others, and then we can go through some of your guys. But yeah, just wanted to flick through some of these to show you what, you know, what I'm kind of looking at, and you can see the distances are similar to what ideally I would like on Bitcoin to come down. Another few percent down, please, sir. Crypto gods, thank you very much. And then we'll get some rotations back up if we can get it. Okay, FET, okay, Fetch AI, very similar. Nice order blocks, triple band spot bid. So spot are really bidding this down here. Just be aware of it. Couple more because I'm a bit of a retarder and I just go down in order. Fill, okay, fill. Order blocks down here. Watch this one as it comes back into demand. More often than not, especially on alts, if they come down and fill this spot demand, as BTC is getting some demand as well, that's where you want to do a little bit of business. I'm probably flicking through some that I haven't got marked up on my yellow pad here. Matic, okay. Matic Defensor 0.47. So if you're still a fan of this chain, is it still relevant nowadays? I'm not sure if Matic is. I think there was some high hopes for Matic, wasn't there? And it's not doing too good at the minute, like Cardano, and not naming many names of other legacy L1 coins that are doing absolutely shocking. But it's a chart I like. I love to see these order blocks in defense when we're getting bid. So a little bit lower if you get a bid on these order blocks. Really good. Couple more, then we'll move on. NIA has been looking good for the past 12-24 hours, I would say. It's just really grinding its spot supply. I would still like, yeah, it came quite low to these top levels here. I think this guy maybe got filled. As I say, I wasn't watching that last night. So really filling out its spot levels and getting a bounce. But again, levels are moving down. So again, if BTC comes down and you're interested in this project, these are the ones you want. Okay, 4.82, bit of an odd number there, but that's your biggest order block on NIA. One of my favorites, and I think is a good one to play as well, even if you are just day trading or scalping. If you can get Pepe down here, nice round number as well, on this order block, just make a note of it. It's going to be really good. Really good. Again, on this down move, you don't want to see, if you're interested in getting involved, you don't want to see the offers chase price down, as you see here on spot, while the bids are laddering down as well. Okay, so Pepe anywhere down here, but again, you want to see bid on it. Okay, check your ratios. You want to see bid on it. Okay, don't just play a top level expecting it's going to hold. It could fill and people could still sell through it. Okay, or you can just really deviate through it, and especially if you're trading perps, obviously manage your risk. Check the academy for a free course on that from CoinCarl, and if you need some more in-depth, go and check out the academy that myself and the lads have created at TRDR. Really good. Another coin I do like, and it's getting some really good order flow as well, is Rare. Bollocks, I missed this one. It came right down to its top level, didn't it? 6 AM this morning. I can't remember when I had this one marked out. Let me go check a 5 minute. Oh, that was beaut. This is what you want. Okay, so when you're looking at these, if you find a messy chart, so perps charts can sometimes be messy. This is spot actually, and I don't think there's a lot of derivatives markets for this one out here yet. So obviously it's Radium. I think this will do well with Sol, the same as Jupiter. Just my opinion. But just purely order flow wise on the spot chart, this is absolute beauty. Executing there, even if you were just day trading this, 6%, brilliant. Thank you very much. Order blocks being pulled. Maybe you want to risk off a little bit of this, tighten your stop if anything, if you're just day trading perps or derivatives. If you have got a market out there, again, I'm not sure if there's many markets out there for Rare, but on spot, tighten it up. Really good chart. Good spot bid on STX as well, and then we'll go look at Soy Boy as well. STX, really good bid. I would, again, few percent down for me personally. I just want a few percent down if we can get it. 1.65 order block, not a massive order block, but certainly coming into some really fat demand now. Nearly triple band at some point on STX, and this one does play well with Bitcoin as well. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Next one, Theta. I think I used to have some of this spot Theta years ago. This is begging for a fill. So people are buying spot Theta down here for sure, and I appreciate the order flow again. Looks pretty messy. People are getting spot fills, but this is what you want to see. 1.28, 1.29 order block. If you can get down here, like the Ray chart, okay, and you do have derivatives, okay, messy chart, very, very messy chart. Ignore that. Just ignore that. Go look at spot, look at the biggest order blocks. Someone either really wants to fill, or they're just trying to defend price down here. Really good. Yeah, I can't even remember. I used to stake it. I used to stake Theta through Ledger, and one of their third-party apps, and get Theta Fuel. And then I think it was about 2021, 22 when we were just downturning, and I just gave up and just got rid of it all. Not sure how relevant this asset is nowadays. Is it gonna continue? Who knows? But great order block there. While I'm here, let's have a look at Soyboy. I think Sol is looking good. I'm looking for a little bit lower to trend. The high time frame trend on Sol, 165-ish. Okay, 165-ish. It might deviate a little bit again, but I think it's looking really good. What's Perps look like? Perps is not bad from Sol sometimes. Yeah, not bad. High time frame trend on Sol still looks good. Really good, and I think it will do well. Couple of others. Let's go look at the Lizard coin, the Illuminati coin XRP. Yeah, kind of tickled that 65 cent area and then came down, didn't it? And then you notice how the bid starts to ladder down again. If it did get any large run up, someone was certainly putting fat offers in at 70 cents there on XRP. Anything from Perps? No, not really. No edge from Perps. I think XRP will probably do okay in the coming years, won't it? It's not something I would want to trade or invest in certainly anymore. Do you want your money in this, or do you want your money in a hamster wearing a hat with a pair of Nike Air Max meme coin? I'd rather do that, to be honest. Anyway, we'll move on. Another one that looked absolutely brilliant today, and I'm going to show you the high time frame chart, and then just drop us you watch, I'll go to it now. I've deviated. Nah, not too bad, that's all right. Neo, interestingly enough, old school coin again, but this is quite rare. I've not seen, and I do look at Neo now and again. I think the Asian market, tell me if I'm wrong, is still quite interested in this asset. That's rare. This is rare. This fat order block in defense of this level at 10.5 is pretty rare. So looking and happy if this fills. But yeah, I would want to do a bit of business in here, certainly. Nothing wrong with that at all. Especially if you're getting fills there at 6 AM my time, dipping into as close to this top level as you can. Yeah, I just think this looks really nice. And one thing I did want to point out was, as you just bear in mind that it's getting triple spot bid there. Perps, messy chart again, unfortunately. Triple spot bid, massive fat order block at 10.5. I just want to quickly show you the high time frame chart and this kind of pattern I am looking at. So I don't think there's any edging volume, actually. Edging volume. No, but the reason you get this is I'd have to change the settings on this volume for various altcoins, yeah? Okay, so it's really, this volume king is really, it's good if assets are doing big volume, like ETH and some of the others, Sol, but lower liquidity assets. Is it lower liquidity? I'm not sure what kind of volume it does. Yeah, it is pretty much, isn't it? You'll find the volume gets a little bit fragmented like this. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was on the 4 hour is this sort of seeing this on a lot of assets at the minute, where, and I'm sure Peter Brandt, the old timer, would tell me this is a bollocks pattern, but this, it almost looks like not head and shoulders, almost like a complex. Would you call this a complex inverse head and shoulders or something? Yeah, not sure. Classic TA guys, tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I quite like the way it's forming up. Yes, I'm going to pull a fixed range and see where that's coming in. Yeah, range lows, 10.48. Okay, so happy to play this one, even though there are newer, shinier coins out there. Absolutely nothing wrong with this chart whatsoever. You're getting triple band, spot bid. Okay, so yeah, happy with this. Absolutely, really good. Let price, absolutely. If it's going to drop with, you know, say BTC drops today, it doesn't mean this has to drop that much. But if it does, so what? You're in a demand zone. You're in a demand zone. It looks like it's trying to bottom. If price does deviate you out, maybe it does. You know, let it, to be honest. Let price prove you wrong. Right, let's go and check some other shizzle out. While I'm talking shit, quick check back at Big Boy. Is Big Boy Bitcoin coming down? Not too much, is it? It's not doing too much. It's actually not moved since end of the US session last night, is it? Really, to be honest, it's not really moved that much, has it? God, maybe it's me thinking that everything's absolutely bottoming out, but I am seeing a lot of patterns that are looking really good. Yeah, it's not. This isn't moving too much, is it? It's really not done much since the since last night's US session. Let's just quickly pull a range on that one, see what's going on. Range lows down at 64, which is kind of obvious because it's where you got your demand here, the first group spot on BTC Diamond as well. Sorry, BTC Diamond back there, then you got a group spot down here at 63.5. So yeah, not too much movement. Let's go and check some other stuff. 5-minute basis. Fireblade, yo, what's up? NeoChat maybe had a running flat with completion of prior waving dip lower. Then another running flat could be an accumulation. Yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't have a clue what you just said there, but my thoughts exactly. I agree. Full stop. Yeah, I agree. You know what? I kind of became a bit unfamiliar with certain patterns and stuff. I do try and pay attention to them. I do try and pay attention to them, but you know, with the order flow as well, it's got to be with the order flow, hasn't it? So yeah, BTC and ETH then. Not too much to see. I'd just like to see a bit more demand. I think we've maybe got unfinished business still. And I think if you got in from today's lows, yeah, I'm sure some of you guys did, then you're very, very valid because you had good demand here. And I think Perps was good there as well. We already know that. Perps just trying to tickle double bands here right now. BTC, you know, if you're in from these lows, it's very valid. You had this top level here. It wasn't a major one, but you had this top level here. So that's your risk at the minute. You know, 63. So if you're in here from the lows, very valid. I'm just not seeing everything I want to see. Okay, I'm really not. So if it starts to rotate up, it's fine. That's okay. It's going to look good for your spot positions, isn't it? But you know, obviously more often than not in these live sessions that we do, YouTube, whether it be YouTube or the live session on Discord that we do on a Tuesday, more often than not, we're talking like day trades and stuff, aren't we? And for a day trade, waking up this morning, seeing it kind of float up, yeah, not too fussed, really, not too fussed. Similar with ETH as well. But and then, you know, just to highlight a lot of other alts as well, just look like they need that tickle lower, don't they? I think, to be honest. Right, so droppers, any questions. Won't keep it too long today. Drop us any questions if you've got them, console related, market related, or if there's any chart we need to have a quick look at. Is there anything I've missed that you guys have seen? What I'll do is I just want to have a quick look at AVAX, the red coin. No demand. Interesting. No demand on AVAX. Let's have a look at what I'm just going to show you. Jup quickly. Jup gets good spot demand. If you see a fat top level on this one, jump in it. That's been quite a good chart. LTC, old school barometer LTC, nothing to see there, no edge whatsoever. What are the Link Marines up to? Link getting some spot demand back at this $12 region again. Yeah, I need to see a bit more commitment from the Link Marines here if we was to put a bit more position on. Really been hugging this $12 region. I'm sure every time we're on this live session we're in this $12 region, aren't we, on Link? But yeah, drop us any questions and then we'll have a look if there's anything we need to have a look at. I just want to see if the hat is staying on. Is WIF really grinding out all its demand? You know what, WIF could do this in one clip as well if someone just panics and sells this low liquidity coin, although I know it's doing more volume nowadays. But on WIF, if you bear in mind this lower level here, it's 9% away. Okay, so that's a fair clip. It's a fair clip away, 9%. But if you're into this asset and you think it's still going to produce some good stuff, okay, and be one of the leaders of the memes, this is the kind of order block you want to be looking at. 1.8, really good as it rotates down. Big wick down, I would have no fear in bidding that whatsoever. Really good. Perps traders, shit chart, to be honest. They're just getting used as liquidity, aren't they? They're just jumping in too quick. All right, guys. So yeah, if there's no questions, what we'll do is we'll call it a day. Away from desk a little bit next week, so I'm not sure when the live session will be. I might actually do it on Monday before I'm away from desk a little bit. Do a little live Monday market session and just have a look at what is going on and what we can foresee for the coming weeks next week. All right, so yeah, away from desk a little bit next week. If you are unfamiliar with the console and you like what you see, why wouldn't you? It's the best data in crypto. Go grab a free link from below for a console trial. If you are really struggling, you need a little bit more edge in your life. We're getting some good feedback on the Academy course, okay? We're getting some really good feedback on that. I've got a lot of DMs. A lot of DMs in my pocket. I think everyone's enjoying that, and we're posting a lot more trade setups and altcoins to watch as well in the private part of the Discord. All right, guys, so we'll call it a day there. Hope everyone has a great day. I'll be around in the socials and the chat, and then yeah, all being well, let's do a live on Monday. Have a great day, guys. Cheers.